Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Well. Happy Friday. Funky Friday on the Morning Night Live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel, where, stolen valor can win the day. And unfortunately, I'm going to tell you, every once in a while, Donald Trump says something really dumb. And, well, because, he gets blustery and stuff. And it's not going to help him. But then he also does some things that are really smart. And then you go, oh, well, it's going to be okay. Anyway, happy Friday. Today's cup of coffee is brought to you by the Oli Store, Northfield, Minnesota. A lovely little restaurant right near the St. Olaf College campus. And they have some really good caramel rolls. I mean, phenomenal caramel rolls. That you just have one. You have to have one of those before you have some breakfast, then a couple Bloody Marys, and whoo, it's a great little place for breakfast if you're ever in Northfield, Minnesota. Now, I don't know why you would be in Northfield, Minnesota. It's a lovely little town, I'm telling you. And one of my favorite breweries is just south of there in Dundas, called Chapel Brewery. It's a brewery was a converted church, and now it's a brewery. Hey, look, if a brewery in a church, that's nothing unusual. If you go to Germany, all the monks, all the monasteries in Germany, they all make some kind of alcohol. We went to several monasteries in in Germany, and they all either brewed beer or made wine or apricot brandy or whatever, apricot liqueur, whatever. They all made booze because I guess that's what the monks have. You know, the monks got nothing to do. Why not make some booze? Anyway, let's start the show because I'm a little behind. Obviously, it's kind of a daily thing these days, but. Let's say hi to everybody. Oh, I got to put the Q&A up too. Let me really quick make a Friday Q&A. Friday Q&A. Ask me anything. Oops, let's put a dash there so it doesn't look stupid. There we go. Oh, wrong place. Let's try this. There we go. Friday Q&A. We'll get that up on the ready to go right now. And AD, do your thing, please. I appreciate it. So anyway, we're going to get the show started as soon as I do this refresh here, and we'll get it going because there's a lot to catch up on. And this is the Burdened by What Has Been edition. Kamala Harris has unveiled her new economic plan. Holy shit! Maybe she doesn't understand why there's a problem with inflation. And boy, oh boy, she's proposing an awful lot of spending, supposedly offset by getting rid of $2 trillion in tax cuts, which I'm not sure where those came. Oh, not $2 trillion in tax cuts, $2 trillion in supposed corporate tax cuts. So, oh my goodness, AD, I think, yeah, you're good. What's that say? Fikler. What does Fickler mean? I don't know what that means. Oh, it spells filler. Oh, I see. You'll see if you do a Q&A today. All right. So anyway, the Q&A is available if you want to drop questions during the show. If they can be related to something. Wow, where'd my hand go? There it goes. That's as far as it goes. It can be related to something. It can be nonsensical. It can be a serious question. It can be a personal question. On Friday Q&A, it's your show, and you get to ask whatever you want. Okay? Did she copy it from Trump, too? Well, there are certain things that have been borrowed. Let's put it that way. Borrowed. Things that she was completely against at one point. Now suddenly she's for because they're popular. But she also is, well, I'll tell you later because we'll get to it. But she's definitely trying to buy votes. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, let's say hi to everybody and get this thing started. First in chat, of course, is Mr. Avocado Stiabli, who gets the bell. I even gave you 2 bells, AD. Also, good morning, Patio Furniture Tire. Alexander the Scourge. Good morning. Also, hello, Min's in the house. What up, M. Weinstein? That's another one of my friends from high school. It's the lovely sister of my friend Wu, aka Now What Studios is here. Good morning. Also, Unacceptable Views is here. Mike Savage, blarg. Lord Stanhope, Mike. Anon 1 2 3 is here. Also, good morning, Kevin S. for a nice live appearance. Nice to see you. Attack Alpaca is in the house. Darren Root, what's up? Good morning. Johnny Boomer Tech, of course, is here every day. If you want to sponsor the show, you can hit that Johnny Boomer Tech link that he put up there. Wait, what the hell did I just do there? That's not what I wanted to do. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Good Lord. Johnny Boomer Tech, let's pin that message. There we go. All right, and John Arnott is here. Welcome back. Nice to see you, my friend. Who else is here? Tribute Liberty, what's up, my brother? Nice to see you. Green Badger Outdoors. People are rolling in slowly because you know how the YouTube notifications go. But we got 21 here to start. That's a good start. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, share the stream. Hit the like button, and if you so choose, you can sponsor the show. Make sure the lights stay on and the computer, well, eventually the computer gets upgraded by dropping a dime or two in the tip jar, a.k.a. Streamlabs or Super Chats or Venmo or Cash App in the description. So there you go. All right, let's get into some of the show. So, things trending right now in the news. Well, first of all, it is a very, very special day Okay, we have our day of the day, and today's day of the day is National Roller Coaster Day. I love this day. It gets all kinds of noises. It's National Roller Coaster Day, and it's not working. Oh, what the hell? Good God. Johnny, what are you doing over there? You're supposed to be taking care of me, brother. You're killing me. Okay, National Roller Coaster Day. There we go. So here is Hershey Park I'm assuming that's in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Happy National Roller Coaster Day. From a historic wooden coaster to award-winning hybrid, we have something for every thrill seeker. What's your favorite? So now does this have music? I'm assuming it does. Let's see. So I'm assuming Hershey Park is in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Let's see. Does this have music?
No.
Oh, this is a commercial for Hershey Park. Here we go.
Ready. Here we go.
So these are some of the coasters at Hershey Park. Whoa. All right, that looks like a hell of a lot of fun. So anyway, happy National Roller Coaster Day. And obviously the alert thing is messed up again, so we'll fix that. I get really tired of having to do this. It really annoys the hell out of me, but I'm gonna do it anyway because that's my job here at the show, and I'm going to make sure that Gunfox gets his deserved recognition. Thank you, Gunfox61, for sponsoring the show. First donor today. And, oh, what happened there? Why is my alert box way over there? That's kind of weird. Let me try that again. Why is it in the wrong spot? Why is it over there? What happened? That's weird. Why is it doing that? Okay, well, we'll have to figure that out later, too. Anyway, Gunfox says, today is National China is Asshole Day.
China is asshole.
Okay, well, he's going to hijack the show for us. By the way, good morning, Gunfox. Appreciate you donating to the show like you often do. We'll get to China is Asshole Day, too. Oh, good gosh. Okay, what? That sounds like... This is weird. Okay. Well, here, let's just do this now. Get this out of the way. Not that I need to get it out of the way. Good morning, Rick Ashbringer, too. Here we go. Here's like I said, if you want to hijack the show, you can drop a diamond tip jar. Well, I'll do that first article. Let's do it that way. Let's move this back. All right. Also today, oh, wait, I want to scroll on this National Roller Coaster Day thing, though, because I want to see what people have posted. So we got the one from Hershey Park. You know what my favorite roller coaster place is? I think I've said this before. When my kids were, I think, 12 and 10, maybe somewhere around there, we drove to Sandusky, Ohio, and went to Cedar Point. And at the time, Cedar Point was probably the roller coaster capital of the world because they had 12 really good roller coasters. And we drove, about 12 hours, got to our Airbnb, at night. And in the morning, the first day, we were there for a week in Sandusky. And the first day we went to Cedar Point, we got there about when they opened. I'm saying roughly 10 o'clock in the morning, and did not leave till they closed. Roughly 10 o'clock at night, and we did nothing but ride roller coasters. And every coaster there, except there was one that was a little bit tame, but most of the coasters there are just wild coasters. We had so much fun going to Cedar Point, and I highly recommend it. Now, I'm not sure what this is. They're starting to make some really, really wild roller coasters in the last 40 years, and I'm a huge fan of roller coasters. So I'm sorry I went back to National Roller Coaster Day, but I just had to because it was cool. Thank you again, Gunfox81, dropping another Hamilton in the tip jar. Appreciate that. This one says Middle East Theater on fire war is going to happen. Okay, this is going to be a tough day for me because we're going to have to talk about war and oh no, it says that link is bad, Gunfox. At least let me try this again. Unless my internet went out. No, my internet's fine. That link is bad, Gunfox. It says 503 service unavailable. Try another link in the regular chat, will you? And we'll see if we can get that one out too. Oh wait, maybe. Yeah, there's something wrong with that link. So no. Oh, okay. And Gunfox with another hand. You're dropping links all over the place. Okay, for the second one, Middle East theater on fire. War is going to happen. Put that link in the regular chat, Gunfox, and we'll make sure we do that too. All right, let me continue on trends though real quick because I'm already behind here. Also today is the anniversary. Today's the anniversary of the Inflation Reduction Act. Now, depending on who you ask, thanks. There you go, Gunfox. Thank you. Got it. Okay. Oh, nope. It did it again. It will not let me do that link. Well, hang on a second here. Wonder why it won't let me do that link. That's weird. Let me try something here. Maybe I can fix it. Let's go. I see the name of the article, but it's giving me a bad link. So let's try this. Let's see. Israel wants to trap Iran's ghost fleet of tankers. I'm not seeing the article. Give me a second. Here, let's try this. We'll do a search here. There we go. I got it. Okay, there we go. All right, I found Gunfox. So we will, since you are so generous, we will definitely do all three of those articles. All right, moving on. It's the anniversary of the Inflation Reduction Act. Now, I'm pretty confident that these people involved in the inflation. Remember, oh, by the way, Kamala Harris cast the vote that finally passed the Inflation Reduction Act. So someone here says Kamala says she's proud of casting the vote, which passed the Inflation Reduction Act. Now, this person says which has ruined the U.S. economy. Here's Kamala Harris talking about that. Maybe.
2 years ago, as vice president, I was proud to cast the tie-breaking vote that sent the bill that gave Medicare the power to negotiate and let it get to the president's desk. And I was proud when our president, Joe Biden, signed that bill into law.
Why does she sound like she's drunk? I don't know. Sometimes she just sounds like she's shit-faced. So anyway, she's bragging about casting a tie-breaking vote, which now some people are saying caused prices to go sky high. And I'm trying to find someone who sees this as a positive. If the Inflation Reduction Act is working, why is one half of the Biden-Harris administration proposing price controls? Oh, snap. Scamolo wants us all to forget that she cast the deciding vote. Well, no, she doesn't want us to forget. She's telling us she cast that vote, which hired 87,000 IRS agents and launched a tip reporting site. Remember, now it's funny because she's the one who, this Inflation Reduction that had the tip reporting site in it, and now she wants to make tips no tax free. I don't understand why her change of heart there. So anyway, a lot of people are talking about that. It is the 1 year anniversary of that. Moving on. Also, Nancy Mace is trending, and I think it's because she had a little tiff with Michael Eric Dyson. Now, if you're not familiar with Michael Eric Dyson, you're lucky. Here is, apparently this is the clip that is got people talking because he was mad that she doesn't pronounce Kamala's name right.
And Kamala's.
You had it right. You almost got it.
I will say Kamala's name any way that I want to.
No,
but
you mispronounced her and you also misjudged her.
I just did, and I'll do it again.
Mispronouncing her name.
That's
a
refusal
to acknowledge her humanity. If I purposely mispronounced your name, that would not be appropriate.
Policies are Joe Biden and Kamala.
Okay, so they're saying that because she's saying it wrong, it's being racist. After yesterday, I suppose. Now let's see. Let's go a longer clip of this because here it is. Here's the longer clip that I meant to play. Listen to this.
Michael.
That sounds like self-hatred and justification of white supremacy. And let me just say this.
Of course, Mike. Now, by the way, to Michael Eric Dyson, everything is white supremacy. Everything. And good morning, Maddie. By the way, I don't even need it. I'm not going to explain it. Just here we go.
Congresswoman is a wonderful human being, but when you disrespect Kamala Harris by saying you will call her whatever you want, I know you don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of black people.
So now you're calling me racist.
I didn't say. I just said you weren't a
BS.
racist.
That is complete
No, you don't have to intend racism to accomplish
you are intending that
Your
I am
disrespect
racist,
of Kamala
and
Harris
that
is part and parcel
offensive.
of a tradition of disrespect.
It's offensive,
Congresswoman,
and it's
why can't you
it's
just?
offensive.
I'm not calling you a racist. I'm saying what the practice is
You are.
racist.
You
Why can't we
absolutely
just
are.
hear what I'm saying?
Let me get in here.
No, what's disgusting
That
is
is
your
disgusting.
disrespect of her.
Professor.
This gentleman said, I didn't know her name.
Disgusting
He's
to
trying
women
to do
is
it.
her disrespect of women. She doesn't know what a woman is. And if 25 years ago,
White women don't have the ability to tell black women who paid the price of blood to make this country what it is to tell them they're not real women.
25
They
years
care
ago.
for your babies.
25 years
Holy
ago. I
shit.
became the
What are
first
you-
woman to graduate from the Citadel, the military college of South Carolina. I
So call her
fought my
name
way
right.
through it.
So pronounce her name
blood,
right.
sweat,
Let
and
me
tears.
actually
So pronounce her name
and
right.
Kamala Harris, if
Kamala.
I were a man,
You said
I
this
will
before.
say
you Nancy
any way that I
Nancy.
want.
It's
Come on,
Kamala.
it's Kamala.
You're doing this on purpose,
I am
That's
Congresswoman.
disrespectful.
You can't expect people to
If a
respect your
man put
service
on
if
a
you don't
skirt and
respect
walked
hers.
that stage 25 years ago,
Okay. Now, as much as I respect Nancy Mace, there's really no reason to do that. She's just giving them ammunition. And look, they're going to call her racist no matter what she does, so I'm not saying that's going to change. But holy shit. She did get it right once. And just, granted, yesterday Joe Biden called Donald Trump Donald Dump. Of course, he's fucking sundowning, so he couldn't remember his name in the middle of the sentence, and then he came up with Donald Dump, which that was probably intentional. But are we required to respect Kamala Harris? I'm just curious. Are we required to respect Kamala Harris? And especially since a hell of a lot of Democrats and black people call her Kamala too. It's not just Nancy Mace and white people and Republicans. If you go in the hood, I'll tell you what, I hear more black people call her Kamala than anybody. Okay. So, and it's not, it's kind of funny, man. It's just how they do it. Oh, wait, by the way, let's see here. Listen to this.
Kamala said, we're state leaders, but as Kamala said, we're all closely monitoring the storms, state leaders. But as Kamala said,
now he said Kamala, he said it wrong. How about this? Here's another one.
Kamala are here today. And Kamala are here today to make a major
Kamala.
reference to low.
Who else has mispronounced her name? I mean, I could probably find. I can find it all the time. We've seen it here often. So, and none of that was on the screen, was it? Okay, that's fine. All right, moving on. Other things in the news. Oops, there we go. John Goodman is in the news now. John Goodman made a video, And now this person says, John Goodman is born and raised a Missourian. He got a message for you about family values. All that noise from Josh Hawley, that's something else. Help us break through it so we can give Missourians a real voice in this race. So apparently John Goodman made an ad for someone running against Josh Hawley, or I don't know. Now, by the way, John Goodman hasn't lived in Missouri for probably 50 years. They moved out of Missouri almost immediately when he was young. But anyway, let's see. A message from John Goodman. Let's hear a message from
values. I learned what that meant while growing up in the most beautiful state in the Union.
Oh, I guess he grew up in Missouri, but he left Missouri about 40 years ago.
And what that didn't mean. Family values didn't mean cruelty. It didn't mean fake patriotism.
Oh, I'm sure that Hawley voted to stall health care for veterans. I'm sure that was his intent. I'm sure that when Josh Hawley voted on that particular bill, the bill was a bill that was designed to stall health care for veterans. I'm sure that's all it was. There was probably nothing else in that bill. I'm sure that there was nothing stupid added to it, or maybe it was a part of another bill that had nothing to do with health care for veterans. I'm sure that's all it was. I'm sure that's it.
It didn't mean telling people how to live.
Oh, what? Didn't mean telling people how to live? That seems, wait. Now, I don't want to be technical on this. And look, I'm ambivalent about abortion. States want to have laws that allow abortions. I mean, I think there should be some common sense restrictions, but whatever. That's my opinion. But it's interesting. Telling people how to live with this on the thing, wouldn't that be helping people live? I mean, if you think about it, that's okay.
Or family profits.
Hawley calls for an end to no-fault divorce. That's a debate you can have. I'm not sure. Maybe because John Goodman's had his own no-fault divorce? I don't know.
It didn't mean leaving folks behind.
Yeah, what? He votes to cut overtime pay. How did he do that? Again. Okay, so there was a single bill in wherever he made that vote that said that we're going to cut overtime pay for 237,000 Missouris. I'd like to see the bill, the specific bill that does that.
Behind.
Votes against raising the minimum wage. Yeah, that's fine with me. Minimum wage is a useless tool, okay? It really is. And it restricts a lot of things that people in entry-level jobs are going to do. That's why when I go to Taco Bell now, there's one person at the counter, and you order on a little kiosk touchscreen. You don't order from a person anymore because it's cheaper just to maintain that touchscreen than it is to hire somebody. Oh, why would they do that? Well, because there's a minimum wage, I'm sure if there's a job that someone will do for a wage, then there really is no minimum wage, is there? But then again, none of these places where I live, none of those fast food places that, minimum wage, they're all paying above minimum wage. But the cost of labor is getting really expensive, and maybe that's part of the inflation. I don't know.
Or making life harder for hardworking people.
Wait, what? What does this even mean? Votes against protecting pregnant workers? What does that mean? Oh, you mean like I don't know what this means.
And it sure as hell didn't mean robbing people.
Hawley cost taxpayers $250,000 with law breaking. Again, I guess they would have to explain every one of these. So anyway, it's one of these ads. But anyway, here's what I wanted to show you, because this is also John Goodman. Here he is on TikTok, standing up to Christian violence. Standing up, what?
Catholic Church in Thornton, Colorado.
Oh shit, I thought that was John Goodman. Didn't you think this was John Goodman? What? Wait, what is this?
A guy came up to me and told me that we needed to vote for Trump, and I told him if Trump wins, I would leave the country.
Okay.
I also told him
Bye.
that basically the 2025 plan would take away many of my rights.
Okay, this is not John Goodman,
Well,
but I thought it was. Hey, T2, I'll be back. Nice to see you. And TC, what's up?
He got mad.
I thought it was John
and I
Goodman.
said, you know, we are to the right of center compared to the other countries of the world. And he got mad.
I don't know
walked off,
what
and
Christian
I said,
violence you're
"Suit
talking
yourself." And he comes back and he says, "What did you say?" And I think he wanted to punch me.
Wait, you think he wanted to punch you? Is that the Christian violence? Because he did he punch you?
I looked him in the eyes. I put my eyes really close to his.
Oh, so you got in his space and assaulted him?
And I didn't get into a fighter stance, but I thought it was.
I thought this
gonna
was
punch
John
me.
Goodman.
But I had my hands, my arms, and feet ready to do whatever I needed to protect
So
myself.
you were ready to commit
I tell you,
violence.
these right-wing Christians are the most dangerous people on earth.
Oh, so you got yourself into fighting stance and got into his face with your fists clenched, and you're standing up to right-wing violence. I'm sorry, John Goodman. You can leave the country if Trump wins. Nobody cares. But anyway, so Goodman made a commercial, and then I thought this was John Goodman too. John Goodman is just another boring Hollywood leftist sermonizing on behalf of socialist decay. Changed my mind. Okay. Saw John Goodman trending, and I thought he had joined Roseanne in the upper room. Yeah, someone mentioned that what John Goodman did to Roseanne Barr was disgusting, and I agree. All right. Other things in the news. You probably already heard about this. Secret Service agent abandoned post guarding Trump so she could breastfeed. For female secret I'm Bidening. A female Secret Service agent abandoned her post to breastfeed a child right before former President Trump's North Carolina rally Wednesday. Real Clear Politics' Susan Crabtree reported the site agent in charge of security for the entire event found her breastfeeding her child in a room that was supposed to be set aside for Secret Service official work. 5 minutes before the Trump motorcade arrived, according to Crabtree, the woman who came from the Atlanta field office was in the room with two other family members who also, by the way, were not authorized to be there. Why this would not be an immediate termination of her job, I don't know. This is amazing. And guess what? If you suggest that she be fired, someone's going to say, well, women's rights, blah, 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 blah. Hello, you were there to do a job. You're supposed to be there protecting a protectee. It doesn't matter if it's the president of the United States. It doesn't matter if the vice president of the United States. It doesn't matter if it's a president's grandchild, and it doesn't matter if it's a former president of the United States. Your job does not include breastfeeding your child on the clock. Now, if you need that type of ability, then you shouldn't be on a detail in a another state, bringing your family along and doing that during the time that you're supposed to be at a post. She left her post. Yes, Tyre, fuck her professionalism. She should be fucking sacked immediately. And guess what? She won't be because whammon and shit. All right. That story enrages me, and it has nothing to do because it's Trump. It has to do with the fact that the Secret Service is fucking up left and right. And is it going to be the excuse for when someone they like gets killed? Well, it's just, we didn't have everything right. No, first of all, the whole Trump assassination thing, I didn't believe it at the beginning, before when it started or when it happened. But I'm beginning to think that that was intentional. That was a setup. So that was too easy for them. It was too easy for this knuckle. And plus, by the way, did you know, I just found this out yesterday. So the FBI, who was investigating that particular incident, did you know that they cleaned up the scene 3 days into their investigation? Like, cleaned it. Like, first of all, the FBI doesn't clean their own scenes. They have, contractors, whatever, different special units that do it. But they cleaned up the scene themselves. And they had the body of the shooter cremated like 4 or 5 days in. So when there's who is it? Representative Clay Higgins, I think, went and investigated this, and they've completely scrubbed everything that you're supposed to be able to investigate. Still, it's just a little too neat. It has, I said this a couple weeks ago. It had all the markings of an FBI plot to kidnap a governor. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it, the idea that they had DNA evidence for this kid immediately, because they said within 24 hours, they said they identified the shooter by DNA evidence. How do you have DNA evidence of the shooter within 24 hours that you got results back in 24 hours on DNA evidence for the shooter? I never understood that. But anyway, the Secret Service needs major scrutiny right now. And not just for that, but this person who abandoned their post to breastfeed, I'm sorry, that is not in the job description. And if that's something you need, then you should not be on this particular detail. It's not discrimination if you cannot do your job. Moving on, in the Daily Wire, ESPN has fired another female host who spoke out against males in girls' sports. ESPN host Sam Ponder, who's she's married to one of our former quarterback of the Vikings, has been fired by left-wing sports network ESPN after speaking out about the unfairness of biological males competing in women's sports. The network, which is owned by the Disney company, claimed they fired Ponder along with Robert Griffin III due to financial reasons. However, social media platform X was rife with outrage about the host's abrupt firing. Some note that Ponder was the only female at the network speaking out about the vital gender issue, specifically when it comes to sports. It was highlighted that former ESPN personality Sage Steele was similarly fired after she voiced some conservative opinions. So they're firing people for having opinions they don't like. Now, in a related story, apparently ESPN's Kirk Herbstreit will not retract his stance on men and women's sports. He says, "I'm done giving any shits." ESPN's Herbstreit made a bold statement on X Tuesday, August 6th, that really shouldn't have been considered bold. The College Game Day host, co-host, and college football reporter saw a post from a fan that asked him if men should be allowed to play in women's sports. Without hesitation or apology, Herbstreit stated that they should not, and mocked the idea that this is even a debate. So we're gonna see if Kirk Herbstreit's going to be allowed to remain in on ESPN2, and ESPN1, and ESPN8, the Ocho. So maybe they'll demote him to the Ocho, covering actual dodgeball games. Which, by the way, you know the movie Dodgeball, where the funny part of that movie, at least one funny part of that movie, is when they said that this professional dodgeball was going to be on ESPN8, the Ocho. Do you know that there is now an ESPN8, the Ocho, and they literally do have dodgeball games on that channel? So life imitates art. Congratulations, ESPN. Good morning, by the way, to Jesse, Leon, and Kayshaw. Welcome to the show. All right, moving on. In Breitbart, exclusive family of murdered Border Patrol agents disheartened after court overturns killer's conviction. A family of a murdered Border Patrol agent, Brian Terry, expressed being sickened and disheartened after the recent decision by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit to reverse the conviction of a man charged with the agent's death. The court vacated the conviction of Heraclio Osorio Aralanes 4 years after the district court in Arizona convicted him of the December 14, 2010 murder of Agent Terry. "We are sickened by this overturn and how our government is handling this case," Terry's older sister said. Michelle Terry Barlow told Breitbart News, "Osorio confessed he was involved and present in my brother's death. He was part of a rib crew that were on U.S. soil robbing other drug smugglers with firearms supplied by our previous government. Yeah, wasn't this during the, this was that part of that Fast and Furious thing, that they were killed with the guns supplied by Eric Holder and Barack Obama. That's crazy. Yes, it is. It is the one with the Obama DOJ. Yeah, so that's messed up, spelled with Fucked. Also in Breitbart, House Judiciary Report, the Biden-Harris DHS twice freed illegal alien caught with a machete outside the U.S. Capitol. So remember, this guy was caught with the machete, and I think, did they shoot him? I don't remember. It was right after, when was that? I can't remember when it was. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, Department of Homeland Security, twice released an illegal alien in the United States who was later caught with a machete outside the U.S. Capitol building in Washington. An interim staff report from Representative Jim Jordan's House Judiciary Committee and Representative Tim McClintock's Immigration Subcommittee details the case of 23-year-old illegal alien Jose Leonardo Marquez of Venezuela. For more than 3.5 years, President Joe Biden and border czar, Vice President Kamala Harris, have orchestrated the largest mass release of illegal aliens into the country in American history, the report begins. Anyway, so Marquez was arrested by U.S. Capitol Police the day after Christmas last year when he was caught outside the Capitol with a knife, a brick, and a machete, according to a police report. He was first arrested near the U.S.-Mexican border in Eagle Pass, Texas, in late August 2022, a day after his apprehension by Border Patrol agents. Marquez was released into the U.S. Interior with DHS officials claiming his release was due to detention capacity at the Eagle Pass North Station, soft-sided facility. So they were just starting to release people willy-nilly because it was overcrowded, rather than expanding the facility. Well, it's a lot cheaper to put them up in a hotel than have them at a detention facility, I guess. So there you go. Also trending, this boxer from Algerian, Iman Khalif, has filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling, accusing them of cyberbullying. The lawsuit filed in France alleges that Musk and Rowling made posts claiming Khalif was a man. The case has sparked blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, they are now of cyberbullying. Now, it's interesting. I don't know that either of these people, while they did make some public statements or whatever about what they believed, ever contacted Khalif. Now, if they did, maybe I would understand it. I'm curious how that's going to go. But there you go. One brave person comes forward and the rest flock joins. I will be joining Iman Khalif in suing Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling. I believe that post is by this young lady right here. You can see her. She's also going to sue Musk and Rowling. Okay, so there you go. Also, the news, Medal of Honor is trending. And now this is something that Donald Trump said that I think is kind of dumb. And I'm curious the full context, but here's how the people on the left are posting it. And I think maybe he doesn't know what the Congressional Medal of Honor is, but here we go.
I have to say, Miriam, I watched Sheldon sitting so proud in the White House when we gave Miriam the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That's the highest award you can get as a civilian. It's the equivalent of the Congressional Medal of Honor, but civilian version. It's actually much better because everyone gets the Congressional Medal of Honor. That's soldiers. They're either in very bad shape because they've been hit so many times by bullets, or they're dead. She gets it.
Okay,
she's a healthy, beautiful woman.
Okay, so that's just dumb. That's just dumb. It is the highest civilian honor, yes. The Congressional Medal of Honor is the highest military honor you can get. And it's not people who are dead necessarily. It's heroes. And so that's dumb. That's a unforced error by President Trump. And there's nothing to you can't even defend it. There's just something he said that was dumb. Now, let's talk about something they did with a smart. Okay. So in the yesterday, Kamala Harris declared that tackling inflation will be the day one priority for her. Day one as president. Priority. Which makes me wonder. Ooh, it makes me wonder. No, he is wrong. He's wrong on that one. It is usually awarded post-mortem. No, it's not necessarily. There's certainly Congressional Medal of Honor winners that are perfectly alive. They are heroes in war. And also, by the way, the reason I'm just going to say he's wrong is even if it is awarded post-mortem, it is it's someone who's sacrificed for the country. Often the Presidential Medal of Freedom is, and I'm saying all presidents do this, given to people who maybe, some are questionable. Let's just put it that way. For example, Barack Obama awarded Joe Biden the Presidential Medal of Freedom. For what? Being in government for 40 years at the time? Why? Why did he give Joe Biden the Presidential Medal of Freedom? Okay, does that help make my point? All right, here's what he did that was smart. Here's what he did that's smart. He said, but day one for Kamala Harris was 3.5 years ago. She declared that tackling inflation will be her day one priority for her, but day one was for Kamala was really 3.5 years ago. So here's the statement he made.
Harris has just declared that tackling inflation will be a day one priority for her. It's going to be day one. But day one really for Kamala was 3.5 years ago. Where has she been? And why hasn't she done it? Why hasn't
she? Is part of the administration. Biden-Harris. We went through this yesterday. Biden-Harris. Gee, who is the Harris in Biden-Harris? Now, granted, she's the vice president. She doesn't necessarily have power, but certainly she could have made suggestions. If she is so brilliant on inflation, well then why didn't she suggest something to Joe Biden? Now, granted, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris didn't necessarily get along. I think someone forced Joe Biden to have Kamala Harris as his vice president because they were planning for this election season. Since Harris couldn't get any traction in 2020, why not just force her on the American people in 2024? This has been planned for years, but people are talking about inflation is down. Well, here's someone called Patriot Mama.
While we're being told daily that inflation is down, this is flour now. I'm going to go down a couple of other aisles. Salad dressing. Best price $3, something I used to pay $1.50 for. If I want a Coca-Cola, the good price is $2.50.
$2.50 for a Coke!
Of our cereals, a box of cereal. These are the bags of cereal. Bags that I used to be able to get for $3 only a few short years ago.
$6.49.
$9.99, $6 for 12.
Holy shit! $6 for 12 eggs. She's in a higher price. I got them for what did I get? 2 dozen for $10. Or if you go to like Sam's Club, it's cheaper, but still. Oops, what'd I do?
If I were to get the flat that I normally would get once a month, $27. $7, $6. The one that I got for my family, $5.
$5 for
Harris was at the helm when all of this stuff started happening. She was right here in California. She ran San Francisco.
Oh, they're in California. No wonder it's higher. I'm like, damn.
Everywhere. Homelessness is the biggest issue. The Safeway I'm in right now, it's a cage. Basically, there's a gate that I have to come through to get in here that checks me, and a gate I have to leave out of. One way in, one way out. Doesn't matter where I parked in this big parking lot because of theft, loss prevention. So this is our 3 gallons of water that I bought. This is the milk, and then this is that watermelon. And it came to $17.76.
So there you go. All right. Now, So, rightful President Trump just bought Fruit Loops, Cheerios, and more. Brought them to his 4 p.m. press conference yesterday. Someone says this is genius. Trump will show how expensive groceries have become under Kamala Harris's regime. Again, tie her to everything that's happened during the Biden-Harris administration. That's what they need to do. So that was something he did smart yesterday. Now, some people were poo-pooing it. Oh, Donald Trump has never had to buy groceries in his life. Or Trump spends 45 minutes confusedly rambling instead of taking questions at his so-called press conference. I haven't seen Cheerios in a long time. Well, so now he's going to take him. Some people thought that was good, though. Here's Trump off the cuff.
I'd have to say, you're looking at things behind me. They did a nice job. Wow, I haven't gotten to see. That's good. I don't like the tags very much. Look at that, up 46% eggs. Wow, up 65%. Wow, school lunch is up 65%. How can a family afford that? But look at this over here. What a nice job. I think I'm going to take some of them back to my cottage and have a lot of fun. Like the Cheerios. I haven't seen Cheerios in a long time. I'm going to take them back. Bacon is through the roof. They're all through the roof. The milk, everything is bad. And we're going to straighten it out. We're going to bring prices way down, and we'll get it done fast. And
I don't know how he's going to do it, how he expects to bring prices down. Really, the best way to curb inflation is to get energy prices down. If you bought gas in the last 15 days, you know that gas has probably gone up between 20 and 30 cents a gallon just in the last couple of weeks. Now, is that because of anything Biden has done? No, it's probably the end of the summer travel season and whatever, demand gets higher, but it's still much higher than it was 4 years ago. Thank you, Ty Alexander, dropping a tray in the tip jar, who says, according to Wikipedia, due to the nature of this metal, it is commonly presented posthumously. He is not wrong. Sorry, P, you are going to have to eat this one. No, I know it is commonly presented posthumously, but not always. So, and also, look, Congressional Medal of Honor winners also, maybe it's just me who rates that particular military honor higher than the Presidential Medal of Freedom because of some of the people who've gotten the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And, usually it's a war hero. A lot of times. Now, look, not everyone who's gotten the Presidential Medal of Freedom is bad either. But if you had gone through the list that Obama gave them out to, a lot of Hollywood people, a lot of just connected political people. It used to be a very prestigious award. But if you go through the years of, sports figures and all kinds of that, yes, some deserve honors, but I don't know. I don't compare it to the Congressional Medal of Honor. All right, I got to get through this because I got to get to Q&A, and I want to get to Gun Fox's articles first. But also, we'll get into Harris's economic policy. Let me just make a comment about this because you can see this all over the internet today that Kamala Harris has unveiled her economic policy. Okay, let me hang in a second here. This is even the longest one, but breaking. Vice President Kamala Harris just unveiled her economic policy agenda, which includes eliminating medical debt for millions of Americans. So we're going to spend a lot of money. We're going to have to print money to do this. A ban on price gouging for groceries and food. Oh, price controls, burden her by what has been, what is the history of price controls around this world? Oh, it causes food shortages. A cap on prescription drug costs. Interesting. How are you going to do that? Are you going to pay for them? Okay. How are you going to pay for that? A $25,000 subsidy for first-time home buyers. And now, she says for up to 1 million people. So that'd be $25 billion. Okay. And again, this money's coming from where? A child tax credit that would provide $6,000 per child to families the first year of a baby's life. Oh my goodness, a tax credit. Where did we hear that idea from? Oh, J.D. Vance. That's another one she stole. Now, it's kind of wild because And that's not even all of it. I want to find the one that, here, is this it? This is it. Here goes. Populist agenda. Harris' agenda is aggressively populist, focused on government intervention to lower costs for families. So, $6,000 child tax credit, medical debt elimination. Harris supports eliminating medical debt for millions of Americans, potentially through federal funds to buy and forgive outstanding debt. Where does the federal government have jurisdiction in forgiving outstanding debt if it's not owed to the government? So all they're going to do is they're going to spend billions and billions and billions buying people's medical debt. What? The price gouging ban, again, price controls have never, if you look at history, price controls have never been a good thing. The housing subsidy, again, $25,000 federal subsidy for first-time home buyers is proposed, aimed to expand housing access. Well, and the more money you throw into homes, like housing, okay, if you add a $25,000 subsidy to buying homes, you know what happens to the prices of homes? They go up. So you're not solving anything with that either. Prescription drugs costs. She wants to cap prescription drug costs, including extending the $35 per month insulin cap to all Americans. Oh, you mean Donald Trump's idea that they stole? They did. Donald Trump did that, and then Biden ended it, and then Biden restarted it and claimed it as his own. Medicare negotiations. She plans to expand Medicare's ability to negotiate drug prices, which could save billions for taxpayers. Isn't that a Donald Trump idea that he started when he was president? No new tax increases. Harris has committed not to raise taxes on Americans earning under $400,000 per year. That's a lie. You raise taxes because she's saying that she's going to end tax cuts for corporations. So who pays those taxes? Oh, mostly people spending under $400,000 a year. Also, did they ever get rid of Trump's tax cuts? Because if they did, then you raise taxes on people under $400,000 a year. Criticism is concerned. Some Democrats are concerned about the fiscal sustainability of her proposals and her endorsements of tax cuts on tips, that was Donald Trump's idea. And then focus on battleground voters. The agenda appears designed to appeal to middle-class voters in battleground states, prioritizing immediate economic relief over long-term fiscal concerns. Oh, there are no long-term fiscal concerns in this one. She's proposing buying votes with taxpayer money, basically. That's what she's doing, okay? So, thank you, TC, dropping a 6-pot in the tip jar, who says, I store nuts in my tree. Comatose is going to screw over the cost of D's nuts. Thank you very much. Good morning, Cryptic. Yes, it's a very communist agenda. It's embarrassing. By the way, Greta Van Susteren says, today VP Harris is giving an economic speech and said she will ban price gouging by grocers. But are they price gouging? Look below at their profit margin. Isn't the real problem inflation? Yeah, it's funny because if it's price gouging by grocers, but the cost of everything has gone up, does that mean every company and people selling anything in this world are price gouging? Does it mean everybody's price gouging? I mean, is it just the grocers? Or is everybody price gouging? I would say the last part. All right, finally, in trending topics, price. That's just related to the ban on price gouging. So let's get into Gunfox's articles, then we'll do Q&A, and then we'll get out of here. First article from Gunfox 61, where Gunfox is convinced, and I don't disagree, war is going to happen. So here in China, oh wait, that's not the first one. Where's the first one? The first one is... Oh, that is the first one. So, Chinese scientists say they found a way to make hypersonic missiles skip in the sky to strike deeper, U.S. experts aren't convinced it'll be effective. A young research team in China theorized a launch concept for hypersonic missiles that extends their range. They're advocating for a skipping stone technique that sees the missile bounce off the Earth's atmosphere. If China does manage to further the range of its missiles, it can strike far deeper into U.S. territory. A team of scientists in China believe they found a way to make hypersonic missiles more potent by extending their range via skipping on the atmosphere. The researchers from the China Aerodynamics Research and Development Center say the method would involve a hypersonic glide vehicle repeatedly boosting upwards and then falling at the edge of the Earth's atmosphere as it travels to its target. The technique, called skip gliding, where the vehicle flies to the edge of space, then bounces off the denser upper layers of the Earth's atmosphere like a stone skipping on water. That would potentially increase the range of a hypersonic missile up to 34% and its flight time by 28%, according to their simulations, which were published in the peer-reviewed Journal of Astronautics June issue. Hong Kong-based South China Morning Post reported on their research on Thursday, writing that it could herald the use of hypersonic missiles moving from regional conflict to global operation. Chinese scientists, led by principal author Yang and Mi, said their work was inspired in part by Silbervogel space plane, the Silbervogel space plane envisioned by aerospace engineers under Nazi Germany, and the U.S. Air Force Dinosaur Project, as in Dyna, D-Y-N-A, SOAR, S-O-A-R, project in the 1950s. Good morning, Lynn Hunter. How you doing? Both planes were designed to cover vast distances at high speed using skip gliding, but neither was ever built. So it's a theoretical revelation. Both Yang's team said that their computer simulations showed China's hypersonic missiles could travel at speeds of up to Mach 20 and, after an hour of flight, maintain a velocity of Mach 7 as they skip on the atmosphere. Most hypersonic missiles are understood to follow a far different flight trajectory. They're typically launched high into the sky, sometimes to low space, and glide toward their target before re-entering the atmosphere to strike. When China tested a version that could circumnavigate the globe in 2021, the U.S. was stunned. Washington appeared to have been caught off guard by how quickly Beijing had developed the technology and worried that it could spell trouble for missile defense systems. A full Chinese hypersonic arsenal with an extended range would have serious military implications. Jennifer Kavanaugh, a director of military analysis at the Washington-based think tank Defense Priorities, as they told Business Insider. It would mean that the People's Liberation Army can launch these weapons from far inside China and still strike deep into American territory, potentially into the Pacific Ocean or even Hawaii or the U.S. mainland, Kavanaugh said. It will be easier for the PLA to protect and harder for the United States to find and target missile systems based deep inside China than those that must be positioned along the coast, she said. Skip gliding missiles may also be harder to track and intercept, but this research only involves simulations, not actual missile tests, Kavanaugh said. Even if China were able to translate this into a practical weapon, it would likely be expensive and complicated to produce. Well, they have all the money in the world, don't they? Holy shit. All right, so
China is asshole.
There we go. Second article. U.S. Navy carrier strike group equipped with F-35 stealth fighters is rushing to the Middle East along with a submarine packed with Tomahawk missiles. Great. Hello, Select Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Oh my goodness. The U.S. is accelerating the deployment of a carrier strike group to the Middle East and sending a guided missile submarine to the region, the Pentagon announced late Sunday. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin initially directed the USS Abraham Lincoln carrier strike group to the Middle East earlier this month as the region braced for a potential attack on Israel by Iran and its proxies in retaliation for the killings of Hamas and Hezbollah leaders. With tensions in the region still running high, Austin ordered the Lincoln to accelerate its transit to the Middle East from the Western Pacific, where it was a few days ago, according to a statement by Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Pat Ryder. Attached to the Lincoln, The lead ship of the U.S. Navy's Carrier Strike Group is a carrier air wing equipped with a squadron of 5th-generation F-35C stealth fighters. When it arrives in the Middle East region, the Lincoln will complement the existing capabilities provided by the U.S. Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group, which was in the Gulf of Oman as of last week. The Pentagon on Sunday said Austin has also ordered the guided missile submarine USS Georgia, an Ohio-class vessel armed with over 150 Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles, to the Middle East. According to the U.S. European Command, the sub was in the Mediterranean Sea as of July 31st. So we're gearing up for something over there. You're not playing around when you have 2 carrier strike groups added to the theater over there. It is unusual for the U.S. to disclose the movements of its submarines, except in instances when the intention is to send a message to regional rivals and adversaries. So they are sending a message, all right. It also followed a call between Austin and Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, during which they discussed efforts to deter aggression by Iran and its proxies. A readout of the call said that Secretary Austin reiterated the United States' commitment to take every step possible to defend Israel and noted the strengthening of U.S. military force posture and capabilities throughout the Middle East in light of escalating regional tensions. So, I've got to tell you. So you could say the U.S. has sent more seamen to the Middle East. Yes, we have. I suppose, is that a way to prevent war with Iran, or is it provocation? Be interesting to see where that goes. And finally, the third article, Israel wants to trap Iran's ghost fleet, the oil tankers financing its access under radar. Oh no, this is not the article. Hang on a second. Let me fix this. Let me see if I can get the whole article now, because there we go. Here's the archived version. Israel wants to trap Iran's ghost fleet. So they have this fleet of tankers that Iran's selling their oil that's supposed to be under embargo. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has issued a seizure orders for 18 Iranian oil tankers affiliated with the Iranian regime that are used to finance operations of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard's Quds Force and Hezbollah. This is an extraordinary act by Israel, which previously operated a military campaign against oil smuggling. In March 2021, the Wall Street Journal reported that Israel had systematically foiled the smuggling of oil from Iran to Syria by striking at least 12 ships. But Haaretz, I think it's Haaretz, has reported strikes against scores of ships, costing Iran an estimated billions of dollars in damages. A Haaretz investigation of 2023 revealed that 8 oil tankers belonging to Iran's ghost fleet carried out 17 shipments worth more than $1 billion in breach of the sanctions imposed on Iran and Syria. The tankers traveled clandestinely from Iran to Banias in Syria after turning off their transponders to evade tracking. But satellite images showed them unloading oil in Syria. The Defense Ministry listed the 18 tankers as involved in the transportation of oil belonging to the declared terrorist organization Quds Force, the proceeds of which are used to finance and strengthen terrorist organizations, including Hezbollah and Hamas. The sanctions revealed the financial access from the Quds Force to the terrorist organizations, making it difficult to launder money through the tankers. The announcement states that the defense minister has imposed sanctions on these 18 ships, but in late July, Gallant signed a list of 15 orders to seize tankers for confiscation in order to thwart the operations of Hezbollah and Quds. So, they are... Now, could this be a reason, too, that they're sending a carrier group over because they're cracking down on all these ships that they're using to finance the operations? Well, that sounds fairly logical. All right, real quick, we're going to do a quick headline search, and then we're going to get into Q&A. I did not forget Friday Q&A because that is what we do on Fridays. So, quick headline sweep. In National Pulse, Biden says Kamala shares the blame for his terrible economic record and rising recession fears. Okay, that's probably not exactly what he said, but And since I love the headline and the lead on this. Here's the lead. Former Democratic nominee Joe Biden, who was forced out of the 2024 presidential race in July following a disastrous debate with former President Donald J. Trump, appears unconcerned about helping his replacement, Vice President Kamala Harris, to win in November. On Thursday, Biden was caught on camera outside the White House en route to a campaign event for Harris in Maryland and asked about the new candidate's attempt to distance herself from his economic record. Quote, "How much does it bother you that Vice President Harris might soon, for political reasons, start to distance herself from your economic record?" the reporter asked Biden. The 81-year-old Biden responded, "She's not going to." Now, we saw this too with Latrine Jean-Pierre yesterday when she got a little mad at Peter Doocy. And she said, it's the Biden-Harris administration. This is a tightrope they're walking, because most people aren't happy with the Bidenomics, results. And so she has to say, I'm going to make things better. And then your most important question is, why aren't you already part of the administration? In Breitbart, Kamalanomics, worst inflation record since 1977. Again, I guess they're going to rename Bidenomics to Kamalanomics. And you can talk about consumer prices. In legal insurrection, we already learned that Kamala Harris is going to promote price controls. We may want to find out what has been, Kamala, before you start talking about what you see. This is what they mean, what she means by imagining what can be without the burden of what has been. Well, hang on. If you're going to do price controls without knowing the history of price controls, well, then you're an idiot. So good luck with that. New York Post, economic choice and election is stark, bigger opportunity or bigger state. What? Economic choice and election is stark, bigger opportunity or bigger state. Okay. Basically, she believes in expanding the state and the money that the state spends. And I just don't think that's a good formula, but you can read that. It's an opinion piece by Douglas Murray. Now, interesting article in City Journal about Kamala reviving the price gouging myth. This is a really great article. It's very long. Well, it's not super long, but the idea that, the reason prices are up is because everyone's price gouging. This is kind of Elizabeth Warren's things too right now. She's trying to put a bill through the Senate making price gouging illegal. If it's price gouging, is everybody on the fucking planet price gouging, or did you just print too much damn money? We know the answer. In Breitbart, exclusive, Donald Trump says Kamala Harris handpicked Tim Walz despite Solon Valley because Democrats don't care about the military. In some ways they don't, but there's plenty of Democrats who care about the military. They just don't want to admit that Tim Walz lied. And look, I do not denigrate Tim Walz's military service. It was 25 years in the National Guard. Awesome. My contention is he had no need to embellish it for political purposes, and that's what he has done. And that's why some veterans who are very sensitive to people saying they were in war, blah, 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 want him to shut the fuck up about it. Okay? There you go. You can read the article yourself. PJ Media, Harris explained democracy today, and I'm laughing but also frightened. Here it is. Here's Kamala Harris explaining democracy. This has to be shown.
Because when we think about the strength of our democracy, I think that there's a duality to the nature of democracy.
What is it?
When it's intact, it's so strong in terms of what it does to uphold and protect individual rights and freedoms. So strong in its nature. And it's very fragile. It will only be as strong as our willingness to fight for it.
So strong. It's good Lord. New York Post. Crowd leaves joint Biden-Harris event after early after the VP hands off the lectern to lame duck presidents. I guess people started leaving as soon as Biden came out. But whatever. I don't care about crowds, when people leave, whatever. It's an unnecessary metric. Nobody cares. Okay? What's important is that we burden her with what has been. And she doesn't even seem to understand what has been herself, especially when she's talking about price controls. Legal insurrection, Kamala Harris agrees to 2 debates with Donald Trump. So they proposed 3, but she says 2. Now, it's funny because they keep saying, I mean, if you read this statement, the following is a statement from Michael Tyler, Communications Director for Kamala Harris Waltz 2024, on the upcoming presidential and vice presidential debates. The debate about debates is over. Donald Trump's campaign accepted. Wait a minute. Donald Trump accepted our proposal for 3 debates, 2 presidential and a vice presidential debate, assuming Donald Trump actually shows up on September 10th to debate Vice President Harris. Then Governor Wallace will see J.D. Vance on October 1st, and the American people will have another opportunity to see the Vice President and Donald Trump on the debate stage in October. Voters deserve to see the candidates for the highest office in the land share their competing visions for the future. The more they play games, the more insecure and unserious Trump and Vance reveal themselves to be to the American people. The games and now, wait a minute. Didn't Donald Trump offer three debates with Harris? Oh, yeah. September 4th, September 10th, and September 25th. So they are not doing 3 debates. And Vance has been like, yeah, let's have a debate. No problem. He learned about an hour earlier and he said, okay, let's do it. So whatever. PJ Media, Tim Walz looks like an increasing liability for Harris. I disagree because the media will whitewash everything he says and does. That's why we need to show what has been, as in what some of the crazy shit that Tim Walz has signed into law in the state of Minnesota. Daily Wire as how trans ideology is infecting the foster care system. I don't even want to go into it. All right. You can read the article. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Oh, before it's time, thank you, Cryptic, dropping a deuce in the tip jar via Super Chat. Saying something to say nothing is the chef's kiss. Yes, it is. Thank you for sponsoring the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the time you've been waiting for. It is time for Friday Q&A. Okay. Thank you for the filler, Ed Costiabli. We're going to have to go through this quickly, so I may not be as witty as I often am, because, I don't know, I'm pretty dumb anyway. Let's see. First question from Avocado. Oh, my God, AD, what the hell? You just, my God, what are you doing? You're killing me. Look at all these questions. AD asks, if you met a talking squirrel who gave stock tips, would you take them? Seeing as how, why would a chipmunk have insider information on the market? Well, first of all, squirrels and chipmunks are 2 different things, AD. And so if I were a squirrel giving stock tips, I would have to check that squirrel's portfolio first. But see, chipmunks are not smart enough to have insider information because they're chipmunks, not squirrels. I hope that answers your question. Question number 2 from Adam Cottis Diabli. If the self-repeating Frankenants mothership were en route to blow up the earth, what things would you do that you would not normally be allowed to do? I'm trying to figure out what I'm not normally allowed to do. I mean, things I'm not allowed to do? Oh, you meant chipmunk for both? Well, then, AD, chipmunks are not allowed to have stocks. Squirrels are. So there. Okay. What would I not normally allowed to do by law? Well, depends on how much time I had. If they're coming on mothership en route to blow up the earth 70 years from now, I'd be dead already anyway. So I wouldn't do anything different. Oh, you meant like tomorrow? No, I didn't skip your first question. Your first question is about the talking squirrel. I think. Yeah, no, spells filler. I think I may have messed up. No, that's right after the filler thing. All right. I skipped the second question. I'll get to that. So anyway, if they were coming and going to blow up the earth tomorrow, I would just probably find my wife and hang out for a while, which I would normally do anyway, but I would make a special point to do it. Okay. Avocados Diabli, skinny Perry Mason or fat Perry Mason. Skinny Perry Mason, man. When it was still black and white, that was the real Perry Mason. Avocados Diabli, would you... Oh, wait, another self-repeating Franken ads. Wait, you said this one... Okay, when? Oh, this is the second one. If when the self-repeating Franken ads mothership got here, they did not destroy the planet, how would you apologize for the shit you did while you thought you were going to? See, now I don't even have to apologize for it because I would just hang out with my wife more. See, I would never have to apologize for that. See, you thought you could catch me up on that. Avocados Diabli asks, would you ever ride a roller coaster naked? Personally, I think it would feel somewhat interesting so long as a June bug didn't smash into your nuts. Yeah, I probably would never ride a roller coaster naked. I'm not a naked in public kind of guy at all. Avocados Diabli, after you get your bladder replaced with a magical bag that produces any kind of liquid you want and you open your bar, this is a follow-up from last week, exactly how much would you charge people to piss in the glass? I did call back. How much would I charge? As much as I could, because it would be just a really kind of a unique thing that most people wouldn't be able to do. And sometimes scarcity is worth more than abundance. So there you go. Avocados Diabli, if you woke up to discover you were in Richard Gere's colon, how would you escape? Didn't you ask me that last week? I could have sworn you asked me that something similar to that before. Okay, so if I had a lighter handy, I'd probably just light it up and hopefully he would extract me. Avocados Diabli, using only your hands, give a synopsis of the last flight of Amelia Earhart. Simple. Now, using only your hands, give a synopsis of the life of the Robosphere. There you go. Avocados Diabli again. If you came down with a case of lycanthrope, would you rather be a werewolf, a were-rat, a were-fish, or a were-bear? I think that may be the first time someone uttered the word werefish. You know, I'm fairly traditional, so I would say I would have to go with werewolf. I don't know why, just tradition. Avocados Diabli, if you could compose your own supergroup from all musicians dead or alive, whom would you choose? Prince on guitar and vocals or co-vocals. I would include Neil Peart on drums. I would include Tuff on bass. Maybe Bootsy Collins. Maybe Flea. Maybe Davey 504, the internet basis. Oh, probably Davey 504, maybe, because, you know, he's a little more versatile in styles. And on rhythm guitar, or, you know, second guitar, maybe the other dude from Rush, just because he's so talented. And an extra singer, ooh, that's tough. Who would be a good extra singer or even a lead singer? I'm not sure. But yeah, I think Prince would be on lead guitar for sure. And Prince and Neil Peart would be the first two people I'd choose, and then I'd fill it in from there. All right. Avocados Diabli, if art imitates life, what does that make of the banana taped to the wall? It represents marriage? I don't know. Wait a minute. What the hell did I say that for? That was weird. Thank you. Finally, somebody else besides Avocados Diabli. Somnambule Nation. Favorite Cedar Point roller coaster: Magnum XL, Gemini, the Raptor, Blue Streak, Corkscrew, Gatekeeper, Iron Dragon, Maverick, Millennium Force, or something else. Well, I don't see Top Speed Dragster there, although they closed it. Did they rename it something? I really liked Maverick because I like that zero to whatever, the magnetic start. You know what I mean? And what was the one? It might have. So there's a couple new coasters that you've mentioned there that weren't there when I was there. Raptor's cool, but it's almost passé now because there's so many coasters like it. But I really liked Maverick. That was like one of my favorite. We went on that one a lot. And we went on Top Speed Dragster a lot. Lord Stanhope, what's for lunch? Probably. It's Friday. I don't know. Probably pizza. Probably there's a place that does pizza by the slice nearby here. Avocados Diabli, do they make 12-step programs for people with a penchant for ice shack hookers, or are you sworn to secrecy? Except it's a 13-step program because at some point you still have to drill the hole for the fishing part. Lord Stanhope, you must now live in a world with either Parliament or Funkadelic, not both. Who do you choose? Well, I think Funkadelic is the George Clinton side, right? Probably the half that has George Clinton, because he's kind of the master of the group. So there you go. Somnambule Nation. Oh, by the way, thank you, Cryptic, for a $6 tip jar thing. And by the way, oh no, it's still Gunfox. You're missing out on going naked in public. I think it's a compliment when they point at your Johnson and giggle. Damn. Thank you, Cryptic. That must be an Asian thing. So anyway, Michael McDonald. Oh, that'd be a good one. Gigi Allen. Oh, I see you're adding people for the musical group. Oh my God! You know who else? Okay. I thought of another. And listen, I'm putting this guy on rhythm guitar, which tells you how good I think Prince is. I would have Stevie Ray Vaughan on rhythm guitar. That would be, imagine that shit. Holy shit, him and Prince going off on some stuff. Because sometimes the rhythm guitar guy does solos too. Okay, let's see. Somnambule Nation. So nursing Secret Service agents tuck their kids into their bulletproof vest while on the job. And why is the answer yes? I think nursing Secret Service agents shouldn't be assigned to details where they have to stop and leave their job for any given time. I know. Oh, both are George Clinton. Well, I don't know. You can't really split the two. Your supergroup seems a little sexist. Okay, if I was going to add a female, it might be a singer like Ann Wilson. That would be awesome because she can look. That woman can sing and she can, really go after it. So that would be something else. Do I have anything else? And look, you could add Sheila E. as a percussionist. You could add I can't remember Carlos Santana's wife, but you could add her as a percussionist too. But when you have Neil Peart, why do you need another percussionist? Okay. Let's see here. Oh, Avocados Diabli says, how the fuck does a Secret Service agent let two unvetted people into a secure area and not instantly lose their job? Ding. Exactly. That's my answer. They should have been fired immediately. She should have been fired immediately. Lord Stanhope says, who is the worst musical act that you can't stop listening to? okay, this is a relative thing, right? This is relative because the worst, well, like, if some people say Nickelback, like, what's wrong with Nickelback? I've never figured it out. It's just a joke to say you hate Nickelback, but they're okay. What's wrong with Nickelback? Come on, man. Come on, man. Lord Stanhope, did you know ESPN 8 The Ocho is real? Yes, I know. That's what I was saying. There is an ESPN 8 The Ocho, and there was literally dodgeball, like I don't know if it's professional, but literally like these dodgeball teams playing on the Ocho. I thought it was hilarious. Avocados Diablo says, if there were a mushroom that had 98% chance of giving you superpowers, but a 2% chance of killing you, would you eat one? No, because I don't really need superpowers. I'm just happy the way I am. I love you just the way you are. Lord Stanhope, would you care to watch women's cornholing championship on ESPN 8 The Ocho? Okay, when you say cornholing, not that kind of cornholing. If you mean the beanbag game, yeah, sure, why not? Avocados Diablo, why do they always choose a machete? And for the stereotype, why not a claymore or EP, or maybe a main gauche? You know, change it up a bit. Yeah, I agree. Okay, that's my answer. Who's this? Lord Stanhope, what's worse, an upper decker or clogging an AC intake with cat turds? I'm not 100% sure what you mean by an upper decker, but I'm pretty sure clogging an AC intake with cat turds would be awful. There you go. Lord Stanhope, what kind of a world would we live in if stupidity was painful? There'd be a lot of screaming. Avocados Diablo, were you to ever buy a supercar, what would it be? You know what would be cool? I would love, what's the one, even though they're terrible cars, I understand these are terrible cars, but I would love an old, like, 80s Lamborghini Countach. You know, that was like, when I was around that time, I was like, that'd be the coolest car to have. You know, clearly there's others out there, but that would be a cool one to have. Avocados Diablo, do you think Kamala uses her teeth? No, I really don't. I think she has some professional technique that made Willie very happy. Avocados Diablo, not a question, but just to re-up the image, Harris's walls. Stop it. Avocados Diablo, would you rather have Neil Harper, Mr. Belvedere, or Mrs. Garrett if you had to hire someone to watch your kids? Definitely Mrs. Garrett. She's a kind of old, heavy-set woman that, you know, always gave good advice and just loving lady, giving her life lessons and shit. You know what I mean? Lord Stanhope, what's for dinner? I have no idea. We'll see what happens when Lady Boomer gets home. We'll decide that then. Avocados Diablo, what is the best 80s sitcom theme song? You know, I wish you wouldn't have asked that, because I was listening to Randy Monkey this morning. He was talking about the facts of life, and that's the only 80s sitcom theme song I can think of right now. So right now, it's the facts of life, which our joke in college, we used to call it the fats of life. But anyway, Abominable Nation, it's almost 11 o'clock. Do you know where your Biden is? Oh, he's definitely, well, is it AM or PM? Because he's definitely sleeping in the PM. Avocados Diablo, who asks the worst questions? That's subjective, and I'm not going to answer. Also, who asked the best question? Well, obviously, it's Avocados Diablo. Well, no, you're in the running for both, though. So I guess, yes, I can't answer the first one. Avocados Diablo. And will I ever run out of inane questions? No, you won't. You're a master, and it makes it more fun, I tell you. Lord Stanhope, have you ever considered growing your own crops, both for sustenance and trade? Not necessarily for trade, but yeah, we've considered doing a massive garden, but we'd have to have a bigger plot of land to do that. Lord Stanhope, serious. What is it with leftists and magical thinking? The lack of reality. Sometimes, the lack of understanding of human nature. That's and they don't care about human nature. They want to use. They want to have power. And they believe that whatever they do, they can do to keep power or gain power is okay. And so it requires magical thinking quite often. Lord Stanhope, why don't we have Taco Thursdays? Actually, in the Twin Cities here, there's a place that I frequent that does have Taco Thursdays. Avocados Diablo, is this the last question? Yeah, you're far from it. In fact, I got to go faster. Holy shit, it's already time to go. Okay, lightning round, because I don't have a lot of time left. Lord Stanhope, what sounds more disgusting, borscht or goulash? They just sound like foreign languages, although goulash is very ghoulish. Even though I like goulash. Avocados Diablo, if it wasn't, which it now definitely isn't, could you pretend it was? Abso-fucking-lutely. Lord Stanhope, why do so few people understand what works for me today will work against me tomorrow, or vice versa? Because they don't think about when they think about what can be, they do not think of what has been. And so if you forget what has been, you're dumb enough to think what can be will not happen next time. Will you have a good, Lord Stanhope, will you have a good weekend? Of course, always. Although we're basically getting ready for a special event in my house. Noble Nation, if we're sending more seamen to the Middle East, how much do you think they offered Tim Walz for his 55-gallon drums of equine spunk? Oh my gosh. I think you may have misconstrued the term seaman. Noble Nation, should the Couds Force be pronounced Cuds Force since their flag has a Holstein cow on it? Yeah. I don't think it's a Holstein. Avocados Diablo, is it a quick headline review if you read the whole article? I didn't read the whole article. I read the first paragraph. It's just very long. Lord Stanhope, Captain Daniil versus Ashford and Simpson. Look, Captain and Daniil were cute, but Ashford and Simpson could sing. I mean, she could sing too, but Ashford and Simpson. And that's because they're black people. That's the only reason. Avocados Diablo. Can we get a translation of what Kamala says so those of us who didn't suffer from fetal alcohol syndrome can understand it? I know she sounds like she's drunk half the time. Lord Stanhope, what's the best dressing to have with word salad? Roquefort. It's just a fancy name for blue cheese. Avocados Diablo, despite the previous gaslighting of my other questions about it, is this the real last question? No. Lord Stanhope, will you have a good night? Yes. Elected Boy, what is the best bagel ever? Everything bagel at Einstein's. Lord Stanhope, can you perform a cover of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon by just farting? No, I cannot. I have very bad, intonation with my farts. Selected Boy, is every day just an average day? Well, no, because the average day would be the combination of all days. So no. Avocados Diablo, have you ever seen a sport where you throw rocks at small explosive charges on a target, a bit like cornhole, but with loud booms? No, but that'd be amazing. And Selected Boy, who would win between Ling Kwang and Johnny Cage? Louis Kang? I don't know who Louis Kang is. I'm going to say Louis Kang because it's probably somebody who's awesome. And Avocados Diablo, is this one? One what? Oh, it's the last one. Yes, it is, and that's it. I got to go. I'll drop all the links in the chat, but I've got to skedaddle. So thanks, everybody, for a happy week, and hope you have a nice weekend. Hit the tip jar, share the stream, hit the like button, all that stuff. I got to go. My name's P-Dog Knight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thanks for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P. Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.